a cargo flight. We had 2 pilots on board that took off shortly after 1:30, and as we've been saying all morning, the National Transportation Safety Board now takes over this investigation. But FAA notified the Hawaii Department of Transportation. Our rescue and firefighter guys, real congratulations out to them, because they were really came up big this morning. Notified them that the 737 took off from Daniel K. Inouye International Airport. It was headed to Kahului, experienced engine difficulty, and then not long after that notified FAA that they had a second engine, the other engine also having problems with that. And that's when our guys were dispatched out 2 to 4 miles south of Kalaeloa Airport. That's where the crash happened. And our airport airplane rescue and firefighter guys got on scene with their rescue boat, also in coordination with the U.S. Coast Guard.
We have night vision goggles on board that all the aircrew use, and with those we're actually able to detect on the surface of the water kind of oil differences. So we saw a huge oil slick in the approximate position that we were given, and then upon further investigation we got closer and closer. We started to see the debris field, and sure enough the tail and the fuselage of the aircraft.
We first saw a man waving his hand from the tail of the airplane. So you could see that the tail was fully exposed and the man was standing on the tail. Next we saw another man floating on a bed of cargo. They both seemed alert. And so we decided to go check out, make a rescue on the man in the cargo bed. Because that was the priority right then and there. However, when we were just about to deploy the swimmer for that rescue, I look up and I tell Alex, "Hey, I don't see the tail anymore. The tail's sinking." I actually remember seeing it start to submerge, and at that point, Alex looks up and what did you see?
Yeah, so basically at that point, I was focused on our survivor down and to the right, sitting on the cargo bed.
Right.
And Gleb had mentioned that he didn't see the tail anymore, and so I looked up, and the man that was originally waving on that tail was now vigorously splashing in the water. And we saw that there was a little bit of struggle for him to stay afloat. That oil sheen turned out to be jet fuel. So there's a lot of different debris in the water, both on the surface and physically visible, as well as unseen. So we realized that this man was now going to be struggling to fight, and while the individual was sitting on the cargo bed afloat, we decided to effect a rescue on the individual now in the water. So we put our rescue swimmer down to effect an immediate rescue in order to get him out of the water as soon as we could in the cabin and give him the medical care that he needed prior to attending to the second victim. The survivor that was originally on the tail of the aircraft, when we pulled him from the water to the aircraft, he seemed to be physically exhausted at that point to an extent where he couldn't verbally communicate anymore. He was responsive to our rescue swimmers' attempts to get some sort of response, make sure vitals were still there, that he was conscious and able to comprehend what we were asking him. But that being said, he definitely hit the point of exhaustion where a few more seconds, and we're not entirely sure where he may have been.
Right, but he was moving and breathing. I kind of, when we were doing our thing, I peeked behind me and I could see his leg kind of up like that, and his arms moving, and I could see his belly rising up and down. So that was a great sign.